What's up YouTube, Mr. Llama RPG here, and today we're going to be beginning the second round, season 2 of the Druid Rainbow Run. So I've done Rainbow Runs for all the classes, and then I've done a second version of it. What the Rainbow Run is you get one build per difficulty, and then you can't reuse any skills from that build. A sorceress is the best example of it because with her we can literally break it up by tree. You can be a cold tree in like normal, fire tree in nightmare, lightning tree in hell. And then on season 2 of it, it was like, all right, I have to do fire in normal, lightning in nightmare, and cold in hell. I can't do the same one in any difficulty. So we've done that with various ones. Obviously on ones like the paladin, who has like offensive auras and defensive auras as trees, you wouldn't just do like a defensive auras. You would do like, you could be a smiter in normal, a hammered in nightmare, and a zealot in hell, or whatever. You switch it all around. So for the druid, the last time we were here, we did a summoner in normal, a shapeshifter in nightmare, and an elemental. I did hurricane in hell. So this time we're going to switch it up. We're going to run shapeshifting through normal, elemental through nightmare, and summoner through hell. And we'll see how it goes. It's just fun to kind of try and really, play in these different builds in the various areas and see how all they can work. So my main focus is going to be getting through normal and getting to elemental, because once we get to shapeshifting, we're going to be in a really nice spot. Or once we get to elemental, we're going to over-farm Nightmare, try and get really high-leveled, so then our summons in Hell will be possible. But, yeah, let's give the Rainbow Man a start. Get this puppy rolling right here. See how he goes. And we'll start off. We are on Player's Aid already, so perfect. Just want to start off there. Get those early points. So this will actually be one of those as well, just like the sorceress, where I don't believe we'll have to do any cross paths as well. So we'll literally be able to stick completely in the shapeshifting tree, completely in the elemental tree, and completely in the summoning tree. So it's nice when the character kind of fits like that for this kind of run. A woof we are, a woof it is. Thank you, Solariama. So I'm probably going to want to ultimately... it's kind of tough because we don't get rabies till 18. And rabies is where I really would love to get. Could do a different spirit for each. That's true. If we wanted to do like summoning a spirit, then yeah. Because like rabies will be able, once we hit 18, so kind of mid to end of Act 2 there. Switching into that will be really helpful. That'll allow us to get through kind of poison, a lot better there. Through like Act 3 and stuff. It'll kind of fall off a little bit in Act 4, but it'll be alright. Act 5, it'll be good to get us a little bit of experience leveling. But we gotta kind of see what we think for how we want to go until then. Fireclaw, but Fireclaw is 18 again. So we may just be a physical woof until that point. It's a woof or a bear. And I just feel like running the woof is going to be the better option for us here. So we can just run this, and then we can run Feral Rage when we get to 12. And we'll just kind of swing and be a big ol'... I'll get some dexterity. Get our attack rating up. We're just going to be a big ol' woof, man. Now, the other thought is we can preserve some points because Rabies gets a nice boost from Poison Creeper. So we could just preserve points and use those as synergy a little bit later if we wanted. Just found Jaren in the pits. Let's go. So that's not a terrible idea right there. Okay, so every level here gives us more attack rating and attack speed, which is really nice. Every level here gives us a little more max life and more duration, which is also nice. We're probably going to focus on Werewolf a little more, but a few points in Lycanthropy will not be a bad idea. But I really like the attack rating. Pennywise, thank you very much. We're level 4 already, though. Let's, over here. Wait, where's our Den of Evil? Where's our Den of Evil? I'm guessing it's in there, but I don't see the split off at all. Is this the split off? I don't do runs down to the bottom like this. We'll do a... No, this is too high up, so it's gotta be... Gotta be down there. That's fine, we'll take it down there. We'll go out and grab that. We'll upgrade our stuff along the way. 19 attack rating, 10 attack rating. Perfect, we love early attack rating. Let's get ourselves a scepter. That'll work for now. We'll need a little strength for it, but... Alright, 5 more strength. And we'll drop down to players 1. Did not see. Oh, it comes down off of that. Interesting.
So, this is where evil hides.
Just try and get kind of quick through here. We are doing a Rainbow Druid run today. So, like I said, starting out with the early Shapeshift. It's like normally I'd respec to rabies, but I have to save my respec for going to nightmare, so that's a lot of damage that we'll lose from not being able to have rabies there. Thank you, Mariano. Or like all the poison creeper. Months 79. That's insane, bro. That's actually insane. Appreciate you, man. Missus. Wow, look at you, Puce. So where we have to play 3 different trees for each difficulty. We could have done... Well, no, because if we did... maybe. I was going to say, we could have potentially done, like, Shapeshifting in Hell. Get some Crushing Blow, just bounce between the bosses. Chaos Sanctuary would still be really rough. But then we'd have to do Elemental Normal and Summoning Nightmare. It would be okay, I suppose. Because we can't repeat what we had last time. I guess if Season 3 of Rainbow Druid comes around, that'll be rough, but we'll have to do that. So, that'll just be the next time, potentially. Did I see Summon Druid get buffed in D2R? They added the new rune word. Other than that, did they buff it? I want to say they made some changes to like werebear and such. Is that right? 9 to life. That's really nice. You can have the entire zoo out, but that's not buffing summon druid, really. We'll look for a tube and socket one. Perfect. Alright, and we're almost leveled. Once we get that scepter, we'll be a little bit stronger. It'll help nicely. I don't want to fight Ghostly. Forget that. Boosted up Ravens. Yeah, but again, that's not really... I guess Summon... Sorry, Summon got buffed. Shapeshift did not, really. Sorry, I was thinking Shapeshifting. Mosaic with 47 gifted subs? What in the world? What in the world, Mosaic? Oh god, am I gonna die in here? Holy pug! Can we get some love for Mosaic? Wow. Everybody gets a sub. Jesus. Mwah! Thanks, bud. Snag some rare booties. And we almost leveled up. We'll take this. 3 to 11 damage. With a little added cold damage is nice. But now we can use the scepter, which is 6 to 11. Nothing on those. It's like this has the cold though, which is really nice. Oh, there's our stunning field over there. I just kind of ran right past it. We're just running around like a madman right now. It's okay. We're leveling up. We're gonna go another point here. That attack rating boost is really gonna be nice right here. Pro speedrunner, by the way. Yeah, we're just like a mess running around. Ooh, 2 to Frost Nova, 1 to Charge Bolt. Hello. That attack rating boost is just gonna be so crucial for us. Maybe that's what they buffed. Did they increase how much attack rating boost a Shapeshifting Druid gets in D2R? Maybe they buffed some attack rating stuff. Oh, the devs on D2 are still active.
I can't carry.
I'm not sure how much time they're getting to focus on here versus... They changed the frames, that's right. You now attack faster at the start. Because before it was like super slow. It was horrible. So they did buff it somewhat. Yeah, with Diablo 4, I feel like they pulled a lot of resources and people over to that game. I'm not sure how much that's, you know, going to affect D2, all that. Thanks, Frosty. You know, I should probably pick up those strangling gas potions. I know I can't really throw them as a wolf, but we can shift out of wolf form for that. Yeah, so I think that is something that was adjusted there. But yeah, I just, they're really trying to like go, I don't want to say go all in on Diablo 4, but it feels like that's really something they're aiming for. Which, to me, is slightly unfortunate because I think Diablo 2 is the much better base. And it's like, I don't know. I think a lot of people would appreciate, like, you know, continuing focus over here more. But who knows? I mean, we're also seeing, you know, a bunch of design decisions in Diablo 4 that are, it's like, you know, maybe we don't want to get too much. And like they added stuff like the Mosaic Assassin already to D2, which some of you guys may like it, but it's like way too good, in my opinion. So it's like, will that leak stuff in already? Who knows? D2 is 23 years old. It's time to let it go. Hey man, when they create something better, I'll happily let it go. I'm just still waiting. So at this point, I'm waiting for Llama RPG. Oof. It's rough. Pre-rabies is rough, but again, there's nothing like... you don't have a thing, even at level 6, there's nothing for you to grab for the wolf. It's still just basic attacks. If your biggest complaint about Diablo 2 is that it's old, not that it's bad or anything. I'm gonna put another point in lycanthropy. I just want that duration to be up a little bit. Plus, it is a nice little life boost. A friend today told me Diablo 4 is fine. Yep. I mean, I think that's how it was for me as well. The game was fine. But all those years in development, all the hundreds of millions of dollars probably they spent on the game. I want better than fine, personally. Yeah, that's way too high strength. Fine is the sterling endorsement we crave. Yeah. Seems like a financial success. Yeah, I mean, it sold really well. The marketing team was able to hype it up really well. Talk about how it's the most social game they've ever created. It's the best Diablo and all this stuff. And all the variety they've got in there. You know, they did a good job marketing the game for sure. I hope Llama RPG gets that kind of marketing. Unfortunately, our marketing budget is about $20. So... you know, word of mouth. That's what we get. Oh God! Ugh, ghostly. So annoying. You thought my entire stream was the Llama RPG marketing campaign? I mean, it is. Ask your manager at KFC if he wants to do a cross promotion with Llama RPG. I'm okay, thanks. I want to market the game, but not. Now, Megan Fox, if any of you know Megan Fox, and we can get her to announce people's deaths in Llama RPG hardcore. Now we're talking. We have Moo Girl. You know what? You're right. We'll have Moo Girl dress up in a sexy outfit and announce when people die in hardcore. And honestly, I'd rather see that. Griffin! With 1,000 biddies. Wow. Who is it?
After finding my third lifetime Rune,
Good lord.
I decided to do LK runs till you're done streaming today.
Get it?
Let's have fun, mate.
Good luck. Get you that
Use your
enigma.
OnlyFans to help market Llama RPG. I'm sure it would be fire. Also 49 months and it's been a while. Mr. Llama Army, Mr. Llama Love.
Don't have an OnlyFans though, you know, let's remember that. Oh boy. Cursed. Oh, I'm still on Players 8, that's right. I was like, why is everything so hard? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. There we go. Chipotle Llama RPG marketing campaign, let's go. Kickstarter, I'm not gonna set up any Kickstarter piece until we have the demo ready so people get to at least play a tiny bit. Now, when I say demo, I mean pre-alpha. This is like not the a demo like you might think a demo. So I need to probably give it another name. Pre-alpha, early, I don't know. All right. Players 1. And we'll go one more lycanthropy. More life. It's okay, we're getting good leveling right now. That was not players, they didn't spawn players 1. Just call it early access and never take it out of that sad state. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to avoid just doing that part. Whew. Here we go. Did those guys spawn P1 or still P8? Looks like P1 maybe. There's a special run? It's a rainbow run. Oh my god. Alright, quick little poison. Do, 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 do. Perfect. It held. Not great, but I really just haven't found any gems to put in here. I mean, I could put attack rating, I guess, but we've already got enough attack rating, I feel like. Let's just get rid of mana potions. We don't really need those for a bit. So it's over with D4. I mean, Season 1 is around the corner. Will I do much in Season 1 or play much Season 1? I'm not certain yet. The problem is, one, the season doesn't really seem like it has a lot going for it. And two, it doesn't really fix a lot of the issues that the game has. In my opinion. So it's like, maybe I should just be on players 1 down here. It's gonna be too hard to level up. Swamp, thank you. So yeah, I don't see Season 1 really being that different from the current version of the game, right? And we're still leveling in the tower, we just can't do it on players 8. It's not strong enough. But I get to use my free battle pass from the expensive edition I bought. Oh yeah, that's right, I do have a free battle pass with 20 paid tier skips. Oh well. So, I mean, we expected it to happen. It was just unfortunate that it did in a way, you know? To say I didn't expect Diablo 4 to have these issues would be a lie, because I got to see it in many states prior to its completion. And these were issues that existed back then, and questions that many of us all posed, you know, along the way, right? I mean, from the very get-go, I'm pretty sure if you go back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, when they were doing their dev, talk, all that stuff, and releasing all the blog posts and things. If you go back and watch those, like the itemization one, you'll see me be like, this is okay itemization, but it needs this, this, and this, or it's gonna struggle. Like, And then they just like kept not talking about itemization after a while. And I think that was the biggest, I don't want to say nail in the coffin, but that was the biggest like worry for me, was they just stopped updating us on what itemization was going to look like in the game after a bit. And it was like, did you guys figure out the best system, or are you just like, we don't know exactly what to do to make it right, so we're just putting it like this? And it seemed like the latter is ultimately how it, to me, came out. Because I think itemization is a huge miss right now in the game. And then mixed with a bunch of the, you know, damage buckets and things, it's confusingly weird in some cases. And I mean, I think the Sorceress is one of the best shows of it. But like, first off, crit and vulnerable just being so required is like so sad. But then there's so few things that actually can apply it, but it's so required, and then so all your skill, yeah, it's weird. There's a lot of strange stuff like that. Alright. Let's keep the werewolf rolling. But they're not going back to their roots with itemization. Because they literally didn't. They like took Diablo 3 itemization and then made it worse somehow. It's less about main stat, though main stat is still important. And now it's just about vulnerable, but crit still all the same. So it's, you know, I think it's a little confusing. Act 5 super chest. Where are Act 5 super chests? Maybe in the red portals? No, they have sparkly there. Are there any super chests in Act 5? Yeah, those are all sparkly chests. I'm not sure. I can't think of any at the moment. Uncertain. Yeah, I just cannot think of any. Alright, at Chipped Ruby, you can get a little bit of added damage in there. My goodness. This is the Rainbow Druid. So we have to do Shapeshifting through normal. Should I refresh with the skills shrine on? Yeah, I mean, my duration shouldn't be long enough that it would come off, but we can go ahead and refresh it anyways. Give us a small boost. Summon Nightmare Elemental Hell? No, Elemental Nightmare. We did Elemental Hell last time. Finally, a Chipped Sapphire. Alright, there we go. Now we have the scepter we were looking for. Now we have what we're looking for. Cold damage, baby. Bro, this Berserker hurts. Excuse you. See what our wolf head gives us. 6 cold res. Sure, why not? Thanks, Dragos. Yeah, it was really fun to listen to the new players' thoughts on Diablo 2. That's my latest video I just put up on my YouTube this morning, !YouTube. Highly recommend it as a really fun listen. And we also had one where we had a guy who's more of a D4 casual RPG gamer who played through and gave some thoughts, and he has a less positive opinion overall about it, but it was still interesting to hear the parts where he gets hung up, you know? I think that's still really interesting. Like, what parts hang people up in the game? When is it frustrating and when is it not, you know? Just got Mount Rune, let's go. The wild thing to me is, I think Diablo 4 is a better game than Diablo 3. But I also think I would rather play Diablo 3 over Diablo 4 a little bit. And I don't really like Diablo 3 that much. But I feel like, you know, I've played through Diablo 4 now, and I had some fun with it. It was still fine. But in terms of, like, grinding, like if I were to just go back and grind one, like doing all the nightmare objectives, the nightmare dungeon objectives were so annoying and tedious, I'm like, I don't even want to go do those again. I saw a post on Reddit that said everything in Diablo 4 is designed to slow you down. Yeah, I think that's a decent way. Even just how you have to, like, how a lot of the quests and stuff act. You're just kind of like moving back and forth, you know, in ways that it's just slowing you down. It's just like to make it so that at the end of it, you'll be like, wow, I put more hours into this than I thought I would. I think that was ultimately the feeling that I got from the game. This is like a godlike speedrun map with 3 shrines right there. It's insane. So to me, that was its biggest issue or fail. Was I felt like, golly goodness. You know, they're like, quick, go over there and place the chalice. And then you go click on the chalice, like the little spot. And then it takes 3 seconds for the chalice to be placed. And then you have to run back and click talk on the person. And they're like, good job, now let's go place the candle. And then you go run over there and put the candle down. And just a lot of like that stuff where I was like, what am I doing? Like, maybe the idea was supposed to try and be world building and getting you like excited and invested in the world more, but to me I was just like, this just feels like I'm wasting time. Yeah, 4 definitely does have less screen clutter. It still has too much for me, but it is less than 3. But will it get there? Yeah, who knows. Where'd all the hearts come from? This is not a guided playthrough. This is a rainbow run. Three to lycanthropy. Hello. Alright, well that gets our duration. Thank you very much, Helm. These 2 gems really sped up the run. Yeah, I mean, It's really crazy, but like, yes, having just a couple gems in that scepter like doubled our damage. It's... Can a lore go in that pelt? No, it's blue. Plus, by the time we get to lore anyways, we'll be in nightmare, which means we'll be using elemental then. Blade Assassin will probably have to finish tomorrow. I would have done it today, but Moo Girl isn't feeling 100%, and Baby's not exactly feeling 100%, and so I figured I'll do a run that I assume will be a little bit shorter, just in case I have to leave a little bit early. Then I picked Wolf. I think this will still be shorter. Like, yes, it's a rainbow run, all that, but it's still normal, right? How long can normal take? I'm seeing Rune, man. I guess I also want tier L. Or if LF or something like that would be really nice.
I can't carry on.
Okay, let's go to players 3. So many archers. If you cast spells after death, do you still get the experience? I believe yes. I believe I've leveled up after I've died. Not even from like spell cast after death, just like my blizzards were hitting things afterwards. Well, the whole point of death jewels isn't to probably give you experience, really. It's to like maybe clear out some area around you a little bit. Maybe do a finishing blow on a guy, you know. All right, Feral Rage. Only took us till level 12. But we are there, baby. Now we can rock and roll. Cold Enchanted, not great.
Ah, which guy are you finishing with that blow llama?
Whichever one there. The one that you were working on right before you died. 100% hit chance like Smite. Might be too good. Asroy for 81 months! Thank you very much. Hopefully that answered your question. Myers, thank you. Make sure to go players one, players one, players one, reminder, players one. Okay. Things have changed a little bit since 2021, yeah. Just a little bit, you might say. Met Moo Girl. Moved in together. Got a small loan from her. Bought a house. Had a baby. Tier Ral. Still no Ether L. Sad. Ugh. Fixed an air conditioning unit. Exactly.
Stopped wearing the fire suit. Sag.
Yeah, I got a little baby girl. Players. Let's go players 5. I feel like we're getting stronger now. Oh, ghostly. Let's kill the non-ghostly at least. That's good enough. Turn my life into players 3. Exactly. Hey, at some point, once you've leveled up enough, you gotta change the players, you know, up the players count. Alright. How do you feel about playing with the controller? I mean, it's actually okay, I feel like. I guess every point here just goes into Feral Rage. Again, more attack rating. Is it enough, though? I mean, we'll have to look at all the boosts. Let's take a look. Attack rate, roadblock speed, lifesteal. I mean, the damage goes up, so that's why I'm like, should I be putting those points there? Or should I, again, just be saving for 18 so I can dump into Poison Creeper and get added damage there? That might be smart to do. I think I'm going to start saving at this point. Rabies is just too good to pass up there. Yeah, I think the controller actually plays surprisingly well. I was expecting it to feel a lot worse. Now, it's still pretty annoying for like inventory, cube management, all that stuff. But in terms of play, I thought it was not bad. I'm gonna put some in strength. Actually, that's it for strength. I don't want to go above 30. DDR pad for what? Member stream? I wonder if the DDR pad, I guess natively, we wouldn't even need Evo to like do anything there. Natively, it would just work with a little thing that just maps my inputs in the same way, right? So it should actually... Oh yeah, that's way better, Swamp Bubba. DDR pad has 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have the start, the select, the A, B. I think you have an input on each spot. I mean, I wouldn't be able to use a lot of skills. But the problem is, yeah, I mean, I would really not be able to use a lot of skills. We'd have to go with like a pretty basic character for it. All right, Rune and Rune. Movement is just gonna have to be the 4 angles. So, you know, again, it won't be super fun. But like, I have to be able to open the skill tree. I have to be able to open the stat tree. I have to be able to open, you know, the character screen. I have to open my inventory. So I'm probably having to... We got Ithtal. Man, I'm really just striking out so hard. Yeesh. I probably would have to just like map things in a really like slightly strange way, where it's like if I jump on these 2 buttons at the same time, you know. Yeah. Have everything just be a modifier for that. So like, okay, if I press the A button and up, the A button and down, the A button and left, the A button and right. If I press the B button and up, the B button and down, the B button and left. That'll probably be how I'll have to handle it. How are people upping their sub for more than 6 months? I think you... Oh, you mean like at a single time? I think you can go 1 year. Is the longest you could do a like sub for at one point. Maybe it's 6 months though. Aiming tornadoes with DDR pad. Is it 6 months as max? No, okay. Never mind then. Oh god, I also need potion use. Oh boy. It's gonna be a lot to figure out. Gonna have to do like intricate dancing sequences just to do the most basic of tasks. Zinth, thank you for the Prime sub and reminding everybody they might have a Twitch Prime sub available. Don't give it to Daddy Bezos, spend it. The mantra! Thank you. Oh boy, I might actually die in this spot. There we go. Too many archers. The Schmigs with 5 gifted subs. Thank you. My goodness. Is this game better than D4? I think so. That's like my personal opinion though, you know. Some people won't think so. And they're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. They can think however they think about it. 1 to werebear, 1 to werewolf, 2 to raven. Nice. What's the late game of this game? The game is so good, you just kind of play the game through and through. It's amazing. But the late game is generally, you know, item grinding, killing the bosses over and over. You can go do Ubers if you want, PvP, trading, playing with friends. But this is one of those games where, you know, you actually like, I don't know, the game is really fun to play. Built to be replayable, yeah. My sub money is for the baby, not for you. Alright, that's fair enough. I mean, to be fair, that's what all of my money is for now, it feels like. I'm like, Moo Girl, I want a pony. She's like, no, the pony's for the baby. And for Warren. Naked Celery, thank you very much. We do need lots of diapers. Ral L tier. We got the L rune. Still no Eth rune though. Crazy. Actually crazy no Eth. We have 3 tiers, which would make a Neph, but I don't even have another Neph rune. I mean, it's just like, what is going on? But we can make tier L at least, so I guess let's go ahead and do that.
Good to see you.
Find a scimitar. Oh my god, that onion. During the one game where Llama kept making babies, that was a great baby making game. I mean, it's just hard to find, like, that. Plain and simple. High runes are just hard to find anywhere. Oh, thank you, Griffin. sure, why not? Mm-hmm. Alright. Let's make it happen. Thanks, X-Ray. Set a course. Do I have a season guide for farming to Enigma? Oh, geez. What does that guide even look like? I mean, you're probably farming up in a basic way. Maybe I should have kept my scepter. And then after that, you're farming LK, Chaos, Travancore, Cows. Depends the character as well. Say it's really hard to say because it's so. There's not like, you know, this is the perfect way to do it. Your most optimal way is gonna be LK runs, but oof. A lot of times it just kind of comes along the way with farming all the terror zones and everything that you've done. It just does. It's just that kind of game, you know. I go back for Diablo 4 Season 1. I'm debating it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we go back for Season 1? Like, I just don't know. I prefer you staying here where you belong. Alright, I mean, it's not like where you belong. I'm not a animal at the zoo. Well, they don't belong there. It's like the worst example. Called enchanted. Okay. Athrun, please. Players one set. I mean, it's not horrible. We're level 16 and like leveling to level 18 was going to be a thing we were going to want to do anyways. So I don't absolutely hate this. Yeah, what's up, Griffin? Supposed to be here by now. If $$ content helps, go for it. I mean, I don't think it really does unless they gave like another one of those, you know, 2 sub gets you a thing amount. Like that was actually surprisingly solid and helpful for the channel. Some good diaper money there. Rune. This is insane, you guys. This is actually insane. I'll take the cold res. I'll trash that. Frenzy guide. Not the guided playthrough, just a playthrough of this. But it's brutal. Let's at least... Let's go forward and grab that really fast. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Diablo 4 really like helps the channel in some crazy way, but I think it's also because I'm not someone who's like, I mean, I feel like I have fine knowledge of the game, but I'm not someone who's like ravingly positive about the game. And I can understand why that would be, you know, something that people would want if they're wanting to like watch someone stream it, you know. So the zoom is so rough, I know. Nice, Griff. So, like, I understand that, you know. It was actually really funny to watch. I didn't even think the zoom was as bad as it was. Like, I thought it was bad, but then when I saw Actman show the, like, Diablo 1, 2, 3, and 4 zoom, I was just like, oh my god. Why? So confusing. Why they zoomed it in like 200%. 1 to lycanthropy, 2 to werewolf. Oh man, I have 3 to lycanthropy. Also 2 to poison creeper, but obviously it's not in our tree here. Is this a guided playthrough? No, it's a rainbow run, but rainbow runs sometimes will feel like guided playthroughs. Come on. There's a lot of experience there, but it's also getting a little dangerous. Different builds, different setting, yeah. Yeah, that is nice. Nice charm drops, though. Wow. Alright, I should put in my title. Rainbow Druid Run 2.0. There we go. Love me my charms. $17. One more and we can get rabies. So close. Am I excited we're getting leaderboards in Diablo 4 Season 3? Maybe Season 3. I mean, I already talked about that being very confusing. First off, leaderboards are not that hard to implement. Second, they've already been implemented in all the other games. So it's like, why? Why is this so hard now? And third, just the general idea of why are they moving so slow in a live service game, you know? Kind of feels like the whole point of live service games like this, with a whole team sitting there working on it, is that you should be able to very quickly make changes and additions, and the game should have that ability. But when it moves super slow like this, it's like, what's even purpose? I don't know. It's confusing.
I can't carry you.
There's a lot of confusion for me. Ooh, superior. Alright, Rune, are you here? I like how Rainbow Run showcased the hardly used skills just because they're not the meta. Yeah, and I mean, it's like, again, this isn't like impossible. I also have 4 skill points available, which would help this out a little bit. And we're running on players 8, and we're still doing okay. It's like, you can get through normal with pretty much almost any build in this game, which is really nice. It's not always as fast as your, you know, fire druid or whatever, but you can still have plenty of fun. Here for Rune. I'm putting a request in, thank you. Oh my god, Tal. What the heck? Six Tal runes? Dying here, man. I mean, at this point, it's like, well, I guess I just get some random 3 open socket. I'd rather it be a flail or something, but just get that and put Tal 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 in it. Go along with our rabies. Super poison. Though having the IAS might be better for rabies later. We've gotten all this stuff. We've got L Rune, Eld Rune, Tier Rune, no Nefs, no Eths, Ith Runes, Tau Runes, Rao Runes. Maybe we find it later on. Maybe. I mean, again, I don't hate the idea of just getting 18 early and switching over to rabies. This is like too many runs, honestly. How many runs do you think it's been, guys? Rip. Weapon broke. We get some experience, but it's also starting to fall off now. Have I done more Countess runs or Bale runs in my lifetime? It's a hard one to answer. I've done a ton of both. Like so many. So I don't know. If we don't get it this run, I'm just moving forward. Did I play D2 before LOD? I did not. I don't believe so. I think LOD introduced me to the game. It's hard to remember exactly. I was only like 10, 11 back then, but I believe it was in like 2001 when I started playing. What's funny to me is people who are like, Diablo 2 was, you know, bad at start as well. It wasn't good until LOD came around. I'm like, I'm not sure you played Diablo 2 at the start, man. Diablo 2 was amazing. From the get-go. It also built a lot of all the systems that we now know about today, but so it had way less to work with. But yeah, I'm like, I don't think you guys played early Diablo, man. Back then, people enjoyed difficult games. There definitely has been a shift to more casual stuff, you know, nowadays. I think that is true. Diablo 2 and EverQuest. That's really what Diablo 2 built off of, was EverQuest. Like, they took from some of the systems from that game. Because it was also a godly game. StarCraft Brood War, still one of the greatest, if not the greatest RTS. Absolutely amazing how well that game is built. Tal. I can't, you guys. I'm just going forward. This is insane. What is even happening? Like, what? It's wild.
What can I do for you?
We could just do it that way if we want. Alright, I'm putting points into Poison Creeper. These are just for synergy points. But I also will not use creepers later on. So just noting that for the rainbow run here. I've done D1 playthrough. Ah, beautiful. Level 18 right here, baby. Give it to me. There we go. Rabies! Thanks, Dylan! Bait him.
Charcy would be thankful to get this mess.
Yeah, we're definitely missing a lot of the damage from, also... Oh, okay.
No way. Mars can't hold the force of nature.
From not having all those extra points there. Poison Creeper. But... still not bad. We'll grab the waypoint. Why not? 100 minutes in and still Act 1? Jesus, 100 minutes. I mean, that's what happens when you try for the, Rune, man. It's not 100, but it's probably like 90 minutes in. New ladder today? No. Nice, GG. I don't know how many Countess runs we did, but it had to be like 15. And we still didn't even get our Ethrun. It's crazy. Where am I getting bonus strength from? 1 dexterity, 2 to strength. Okay. 3 dexterity there. Need 1 more point strength later.
Key. It's locked.
Oh yeah, Diablo 2's got like loot figured out, man. Items. Primo. What is this map? Good loot makes the world go round. Llama RPG is aiming to have that. That's what I'm building towards. Where hopefully you get that same excitement for loot. If I can get even half the excitement for loot in Llama RPG, it'll be a huge success. Oops. Go down to players 1. There's no reason to be on players 8 at this point, to be honest. Loot chance 1 in a million, too tough though. I actually don't think 1 in a million is too tough. On like some things. The problem is you need loot to have a good scaling up. Right? I think that is one of the big pieces. I don't mind Tyrael's Might being like insanely rare. I wish it was actually useful. But in terms of just rarity, I don't mind it. Right? The thing is, again, the scaling. Cool. You have Tyrael's Might, and it's that rare. If only the good stuff was that rare, yeah, it would be awful. But what do you have along the way? You have easy to find unique items like Blood Fist, then you go to like Chances and you know that sort of stuff. Then you get into a little bit more rare stuff like maybe War Trabs, you get to Shaco. So now you're getting to items that are like good chase. Titans, maybe a little bit easier than Shaco, you know. Ariat's Face, some stuff that's really solid. Then you maybe go up another notch, you're getting to stuff like Maras and whatnot. Then you're going up another notch where you're getting into, try and think what would be like the next one after that. Maybe like Haas. It's probably similar rarity, honestly, with like Mars and stuff. Then you're going up another notch where you're getting into stuff like Griffins and really into these things. And, you know, now you're starting to look at Jaw runes and Burr runes and kind of these really, really rare things that can drop and happen. But it all has a nice progression feel to it. And then, yeah, you're getting into Death's Web, Mang Songs, Astrians, and then you're getting into Tyrael's Might, and so it has this really beautiful scale where the casual player can set a chase goal of getting Shaco. And that's like the big goal for them, right, in the season, right? For the hardcore player, he wants Shaco by the end of like season or day 2, you know. He's ready to have all that stuff and get his like farming gear in the main pieces. But for some people, that's like, I'm gonna get this, you know, by end of season. That's like a big piece. So you just have to have the right expectations and the right, you know, allow for that building. And I think that's a big piece. And that's something that, you know, to me, Diablo 4 struggled to do and create. I don't think that really exists well in the game there. You have Shaco at 1 in literally impossible. Like, it's like 100 or 1,000 times as rare as Teriel's Might, so it's like not even something you bother to look for. It's not a chase item at that point, it's just a lottery. And then you have all the other uniques that you get all the time. So it's like, well, where's the fun in that? Where's the chase? And it's not even tradable or anything, so, you know, it's like, cool, I got it, I guess. But when it doesn't have any trade value, it actually loses a lot of the fun. Yeah, plus a lot of the uniques just being bad and stuff doesn't help, but that's just, you know. So, yeah, that's where Diablo 4 or Diablo 2 really crushes it. Is they have loot for everybody, and I think for everybody is such an important factor that a lot of people don't consider when they think about Diablo's loot. And just stuff that you can slowly progress and scale up, and then you can keep getting excited for, because each one really does bring in another like level for you of play or change or whatever. But none of it makes your build go from complete garbage to now it completely works, you know. Except maybe like Enigma, but even then it's not complete garbage before, it's just movement speed. Terrible level 3. Spirit rune word? Yeah, spirit maybe. Stupid, dumb, sexy spirit. Shin, thank you. Appreciate that. How are you doing? Zoo is gonna be hell. We'll see how it goes. Alright, and Dario. Yeah, we're pretty stacked up here. Heavy gloves could be nice. Let's try those puppies. Well, that was the longest Act 1 ever. It wasn't for me exactly. One max damage, 19 attack rating.
It is an honor to serve you.
Okay. 20% magic find. I kind of like that more. And I also like that a little bit more. Oh, I want a belt. It wasn't plugged in. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go 2 and 2. My grail took a while last time, yeah. Many years. I don't remember how many. But it's very on and off, you know, like how often I do the grails, not always just immediately. You know, it's like, hey, I could not do it for 6 months in between or something. Yeah, I think the problem is the way that they're talking about Diablo 4, all the resources, everything they put into Diablo 4, the idea of like this whole live service, all of this stuff. The biggest problem is they are making the game to be a game that's supposed to be grinded for thousands and thousands of hours. But the game is just a game, I think, and it seems like a lot of people think now after they've kind of gotten to that point of playing through it, that's meant to be played, and then after you kind of beat it, you do the story was fun, all of that. Then it's all, you know, it's all done now. So I think that's the, like, I don't want to say confusing because it's not like confusing, but that's the part that's really tough, is the game is not being what they're aiming it to be at all. And I don't think it's an easy fix. I think that's the bigger issue. I don't think the game is just a small fix away from now being a game that is like something that people are going to want to grind for thousands and thousands of hours. I think the game is got a lot of pieces that would need to be adjusted. How's a D2 from D2 differ from D2 in its infinite grinding? Well, one, you have things in Diablo 2 like trading, which are massive helps. You have better grinding here. You don't have annoying objectives. You have better monster variety. You have more just specific ways to kind of target your farm, but not also just like targeted in such a like basic way, but you can be like, oh, I'm looking for, you know, whatever stuff. I'll do Mephisto and Dariel, or oh, I'm looking for high runes. I'll go run some cows, or oh, I'm doing whatever, you know. There's grind in ARPGs. Again, the idea is never that grind is bad. Grind is what ARPGs are, and that's what people love in ARPGs. It's just going and grinding like crazy. The problem always comes down to when the grind isn't fun, when the items aren't fun. It's like, well, you don't feel rewarded for grinding. Diablo 2, you feel rewarded for grinding, and that's the best, easiest way I can put it. And I'm not the only one saying this. Like, I was at the start, it seems like, but now a lot more people are agreeing. After you play for so many hours, you're like, I just don't care. I just don't care to go do another dungeon.
Help me! Why is Diablo 4 the same mistakes that got fixed over time in Diablo 2 and 3? Because the people who learned from those mistakes no longer work at Blizzard. Now it's new blood trying to appease shareholders, rather than veterans trying to make a good game.
Oh, it's confusing for sure. Thank you, Maregi, for the 999. So, that's... You still like it? That's great. I'm glad that you like it. I don't think that means every single person will hate the game or every single person has to hate the game. You know? It's like, that'd be almost kind of silly to have that expectation in a way. But I think it is something that, again, now is being seen by more and more people, which is once they've put 50 hours into the game, 70 hours in, they've gotten past the campaign, whatever it is, they're all just sitting there going, well, wait a second, where's the rest of it, you know? And it's not where's the rest of it like, where's the end game? Though a little bit is like, hey, you were touting all this end game and now where's the end game? But I think more people are wondering where's the rest of it and like, why am I not wanting to go grind? Why don't I want to do another nightmare dungeon right now? You know? And if in season 1 and everything I'm supposed to go and skip the campaign because that's already a point where it's not fun to do anymore and the whole point is to get to the next part, well then now I'm hitting that end game loop at the very start and I'm not enjoying it. So now I just have lots of questions. Why am I skipping the campaign if that was the part, you know, it's like, what am I supposed to do in that part? It's confusing. Right, it's like at this point, should I just spawn at max level? But then what am I doing at that point? So, again, I feel like the game is confusing because the point of the game really seems like it's the really great story that they built and campaign that they made. But that part is now being suggested to be skipped. And so then the game just becomes a question mark of, well, what is the game then? At least to me, that's... Again, to me and from what I've read. What are my thoughts on Blizzard's argument that players should just go play a new game and wait for the next season of Diablo 4? That was an interesting thing for them to say. Hey, I beat the game. What should I do now? Go play something else. I mean, yeah, that was their answer. Come back at the next season. I'm not sure that's, you know, the greatest answer. But hey, I mean, if that's what they're designing and how they're designing it, then there you go. What will we play between seasons of Llama RPG? Llama RPG is not building right now to have seasons. We're building to just be a game, probably more the expansion model on top of it. Keep your character style. And nothing. You're not going to play anything in between because there's so many things to do in Llama RPG. You're going to just be constantly wanting to farm and grind and play Llama RPG. Plain and simple. Summons in hell, baby. How far away is it? I think 2024 is still when we'll have delivery of the full product. I'm looking to have a little pre-alpha, you know, very, very basic demo. Not even like Act 1, you know, just like first couple zones demo here soon with the systems in play for people to go test systems out. Exclamation mark Llama RPG Discord. That's where you can go and kind of get in the know of all that stuff happening. So go RPG Discord. Right there. That link. Still amused I made a game out of a channel meme. Whoa, channel meme. Some serious stuff. Alright, we'll just go Tal. We'll just be like Super Poison Man.
There's nothing the right potion can't cure.
I mean, it was more my ultimate decision. There were a few things. Number one, I've always wanted to make a game, right? That was literally my dream growing up, was to create my own game. But, you know, then that, and it, you know, wasn't really a viable option there and whatever. So we had to kind of drop that dream a little bit for a while. But now I'm in a position where I can kind of do that. And I thought, hey, that's really cool. So this weapon might actually be too good in that it kills monsters before they spread poison. It's kind of funny. So it's partly that, and also partly a lot of it did come around just when I don't have experience in game development, so this is going to be my first game. So, you know, take it easy on me. Or yell at me and go crazy like I do when I talk bad about Diablo 4 or other games that are made. Yeah, that's fine as well, whatever. But yeah, so now I feel like, hey, I'm tired of all the games that are coming out nowadays. I'm tired of how monetization focused they are. All that stuff. I want to make a game that is fun first, and that's the like idea of the game, is for it to be fun. And that'll be the focus. And it's not going to try and just dig into your wallet. And yeah, you know, a lot of people were like, well, if you don't like it, make something better. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Llama, why don't you activate ads from time to time? It's well deserved for your channel. Because I don't like ads. I think they're really annoying having them all the time. You know, if it's something like Factor here that I can like integrate in, yeah, it's not nearly as bad. I still get to do all my content and I can just like have it going. But running a commercial that like overlays the channel and all that stuff, that's annoying, man. I want you guys to have a nice experience here. I'm not filthy rich by any means, but I am also doing okay enough that I don't feel like if I'm not running ads, I'm, you know, not able to survive, right? Yeah, the ad that you get run at the beginning is Twitch. I can't control that one. A lot of viewers ask for ads. I mean, a lot of viewers or people, you know, they're like, hey, they know that if I run an ad, I would make a little money,
Second
right?
off, filthy rich. Here are some Bezos pesos.
Thanks, Squirrel. You know, so like it is, like, am I giving up a decent chunk of money by not running ads on my channel? Yeah. I would imagine I would get probably $20,000 to $30,000 if I ran 3 minutes of ads. That's my guess. Lethal, thank you so much. Which, like, isn't, you know, no money whatsoever. Right? Like, that's a decent chunk of change. But how many people do I have to annoy? Yeah, I'm guessing per year, right? Like that. To make $30,000 in ads? Way too many. You know? That's a complete guess. It could be higher, it could be lower. Again, I don't run ads really, but you know, I can see a little bit of those numbers and from people who are similar viewership and other things, and yeah, and I'm not saying like, you know, streamers who run ads are the devil or anything, you know. For some people it is really a good source, and they've also built ways. Like Zizarin runs his ads and it works well for him. It makes good money for his channel, and he goes AFK during the ad time, so there's not content being missed, you know. What about the ads that play when we run? Yeah, any ads that you watch on Twitch, I am not running in personally. I don't click the run ad button. There's just automatic ads that get run by Twitch. Those do still support the channel. So I still make, you know, a couple $100 or whatever a month just from those ads.
This was not designed by nature's architect.
I go back to play StarCraft or Nevermore. I mean, I don't think it's a Nevermore kind of thing, but you know, there will be a day when I go back and play some. People want everything for free nowadays. Well, I'm trying to give you guys as much of this stream for free as I can. How much would I have to make from ads before I decide to annoy you all? I mean, the problem is, for me to continue making more and more with ads, there would have to be even more and more people to annoy. You know? It's like, let's say I make $30,000 a year from running ads. I'm probably having to annoy, I mean, 500,000 people over the course of that year, including many of them many times, you know? Maybe more even, right? Like, that's a lot of people that are getting annoyed for 30 grand. Honestly, it's probably more people. A lot of people run adblock too. Yeah, but the 30 grand doesn't account the people that run adblock. Or it does account for that. So like, it's only the people that are getting the ads actually. So if you're on adblock, I don't get paid if an ad happens. So if I can suddenly make 200 grand from running ads, awesome, but now I have to annoy 3 million people. So it's like, again, there are plenty of streamers, especially a lot of those top streamers who have giant audiences, and they just push that button. They don't have to think much about it, and they make 6 figures or more from running ads, every month. And it's great money. But
Mr. Llama plays ads when he plays Diablo 3. So when are you doing a full guided playthrough of D3?
oh my god. Kill me. Yeah. So again, it's like cool. But at that point, if I also have a point where I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars from running ads, then I'm also probably making a lot of other money from all the other things that I'm doing anyways with streaming. If I have, 10,000 concurrent viewers or whatever. Do I really need to run ads? Probably not. It's kind of like Kick signing XQC for $100 million. Everybody's like, get that bag. I would take it too. $100 million would change my life. But the thing is, $100 million isn't going to change XQC's life, really. The dude already has $100 million. Like, he makes tons of money. It'll change his future generation's life, though? I don't think so. Dude just has a ton of money. Now it's just more money, right? And eventually there's a point where money is just more money. He could always donate to something that'll help the world. Yeah, but is he going to? Is he doing that stuff? I don't know. I don't follow XQC, but I don't think I've ever seen like a thing about XQC doing a bunch to help the world. Not saying he has to. Like he can do whatever he wants. People can support or not support whatever they want. But yeah, dude doesn't even clean his room, like. And I'm not trying to dog on him specifically or anything. I'm just giving a general example of the more money that you can get from something, the more that A, you probably don't need the money, and B, you also, the more people in this instance you're annoying or affecting with it, right? So, I'm not like a saint with any of it either. I'm not trying to, sit over here and act like I've never done anything. We've picked up some sponsorships to buy some baby diapers before. I won't lie. Pay for them hospital bills. But I try to not do too much of that. And try to not, and if I am doing like sponsored streams that are, whatever different ones, I actually don't mind sponsored streams nearly as much, because then it's like, it's not something that is ruining this experience of it, right? Where it's like, oh, every 20 minutes I have to watch an ad when I'm just trying to watch him play the game. It's like, hey, if you want to show up during a sponsored stream, show up. If you don't want to show up during a sponsored stream, don't show up. you know. So I actually kind of prefer those in a way. To be honest, I wouldn't want any of the big streamers' life. Yeah, I really love where my stream is. Like, I think we have a great size. But yeah, we get our money from Twitch subscriptions, from donations, from, you know, the ad revenue that does come from that, or from YouTube, you know, the one ad you get at the start of the video. I don't do ads in the middle of any of that stuff. It's just, you get the one at the start. Or the one at the start of the Twitch stream, right? Whatever. From our guide writing, fourth way. From, you know, from sponsorships that we do pick up here and there. Again, like we have the Factor one right now, so you know, you get a little pick up a little bit from that. And it's just, honestly, it's just a lot from a lot of sources. Unpleasant. So it's kind of cool that, like, you know, my job isn't just like one source, right? Comes from just everywhere. Fourth way. Still no Ethrun, by the way. Sucks. So you would say that sponsorships factor into your finances? Sponsorships definitely help. Manford's stream helped a lot, you know, but that was so brutal on the mind. It'll come back though, you know. Give me a second after having a baby here. Manford's stream has insane amounts of stress though. It got to the point where I would just dread it for like a week before it would happen. It's like, please, anything but that. Just don't make me put the goggles on and do another spooky thing. What's the build? It's like a Feral Rage Rabies build right now. No more slap chops. Anything but another slap chop. Three by three slap chop for, oh my god. Bring it up with Evo. Yeah, let's see how Mr. Duriel goes. If the center tile never moved, that'd be way better. Oh, look at that. Heavy gloves. Can't use them for a little bit, but it's not bad. Unfortunately, by level 28, we'll be into elemental, so it's not nearly as good. Wish we found those, found Bloodfist instead. Alright, let's see what Duriel's got for us. Oh boy. Terrible time. Oh god. Can almost face tank him. I'm actually surprised that we weren't able to face tank him. Thought we would have been able to. Oh well. 1 HP in a dream, baby.
Hello.
Act 3. Good enough. Got some stamina. God, I want my stealth so bad. I'm so slow. Maybe we just imbue some boots, try and get 20 faster run walk.
Good day.
That's really nice. Look at those res. Oh my god. Godly. I don't think I hate any of the axe anymore. Oh, that's smooth. Is that orange okay? Yeah. How you doing?
Good to see.
Yeah. Tough one.
Oh, hi.
I don't think she feels good because she's been asleep for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Dang.
So I'll wake her up in 3 minutes.
Heck yeah. Look at those puppies. 10 faster, 29 cold rest, 25 MF. Let's go, baby. Those are epic. Those are like really, really nice.
Looks like jade. Perhaps it's worth something. I need a key.
My fire res is a little low. Twitch lingo, who knows? Who knows? Heck W. It's weird saying it out loud, yeah. You're in the right spot, Moo. You have found a similar, like-minded group of people here. I mean, you don't have to have the map on top if you don't want. I love map on top. I've always loved map on top. But you can always put it in the corner if you want. Oh, I'm dead. Ooh. Close one. Close one. Yeah, you can adjust the opacity as well if you don't want it so bright in your face. For Act 3, I actually think 50% opacity is better in some ways. Oh my god. Rune game. Rune. I don't know how many more times we have to say it. You don't ever really need poison res due to its nature. I played a little bit of WoW Classic. I wish I played a little bit more. It wasn't like crazy popular on the channel, so that made it like a little bit difficult. But I actually found it to be really nice. Just going like fighting one monster, taking a rest break and stuff. Like I really liked how the pace, you know, it felt old, right? It felt like those good old games back in the day where you play and they weren't trying to just rush you through everything where nothing mattered. You know, it was like, hey, if you want to go gather 4 or 5 mobs at a time at the start, you're just gonna get wrecked, right? Like, that's fun to me. I like having all that stuff matter. And we got a Neff rune, so we need one more Neff now, I think. Ooh, hardcore service. Nah, the skill level's the main piece if you go full rabies like this. So much can go wrong, yeah. I think that would be fun. Maybe we'll do that. When did hardcore servers come out? 2 to min, 15 attack rating. But 11 fire res. I'm actually gonna roll with that. 15% MF. I'm also gonna roll with that. June 28th? Oh, so they just came out. Yeah, that could be a really fun, like, you know, side piece to go do, mess around with. You have to actually think about what you're doing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, that's what I love. I love when it's, you have to think about what you're doing and when, like, the small things matter, you know? That's such a, like, an important piece to me, and something where I think D2 does a really great job. Is like, a lot of mobs still matter in D2. What types of mobs they are, you know, even like through here when I'm just playing through, it's like there's so much variety, so much stuff you're thinking about. You don't just feel like all this stuff just exists and it doesn't really matter. It could be any monster type, you know? Like, I rarely ever feel like that. It's like, no, every type, I'm like, okay, that's different from the other one. Yeah, they each have their own little quirk, what makes them hard, how you can die to them. Okay, these guys have frenzy. You know, if I let them charge up on me, it's going to be really brutal. He's lightning enchanted always, so I don't want to stand in his charge bolts. The zealots will run away when they start getting low. But they can also have quick burst damage. Yeah, it's just, the leapers are super annoying. Now, I think what's going to be really difficult, and something I'm going to slightly struggle with, but I'm going to really hope to still have in, is Llama RPG building monsters, like to have all the various different monsters in Llama RPG. I think it's going to be really difficult because it is a JRPG. So it's a turn-based game. But I still want mobs to all feel... Rune! Oh my god. Finally. Your facts finally came in. But I still want monsters to really feel unique and difficult in their own ways. You think turn-based is easier to make them memorable? I mean, I'm very curious and open to hearing it. Oh, don't die to the dolls. Oh my god. Why not D4? Wasn't for me. Why the decision to go with turn-based? It's the first game I've ever made. I mean, honestly, there's multiple decisions. Number one, it's the first game I ever made. Because of that, I felt like, let's not bite off more than we can chew. Let's, you know, make a turn-based game, right? ARPG is going to be more difficult to make, plain and simple. Just more, you know, I have to think about netcode. I have to think about all of those pieces and how to get it implemented, and if I fail it, it'll be rough. So that's number one. Number two, the combat system that I'm building, which is like what a lot of my game is built around. It's not built around story and all that. I mean, hopefully it still has a fun story and things, right? I don't want it to just be like boring. But it is built around this unique combat system that I'm building in. And so it's a turn-based combat system. Yeah, the idea is not making a 3D game is impossible. The idea to me is making a ARPG will be difficult. And one that doesn't feel like all of the other ones, right? Because that's the other thing. It's like, yeah, there's a ton of 3D games out there nowadays, but they all feel the same. They all kind of look and feel like the same thing, you know? In a way. To me, at least. Like, every day I see, you know, another game that gets emailed to me from whatever, you know, indie developer, whoever, and it looks like every other one that's been made in the past 10 years. A little bit. And who knows? Maybe some of them have, you know, certain mechanics that'll be good in a certain way or whatever. You know, Llama RPG is going to look like Pokemon style game, so yeah, I mean, there's just a certain look. Maybe I just don't like that certain look, you know. But even like how the skills go off, how the combat feels, a lot of them really seem like they just have the same like style in so many ways. How viable is rabies past normal? I feel like you can take it into nightmare all right, but I didn't feel like past nightmare there was. It really falls off like end of nightmare, I'd say. Early hell's gonna be tough. Llama RPG's story: rescue Princess Babe Llama from the evil Blizzard King. How'd you know? I guess the story is known. Yeah, and I think we run into the mix of a lot of games being made that just look and feel like money grabs, and B, a lot of games being made that just like aren't fun in a way. Like they don't know exactly what they're aiming to do with some of the pieces, and it just feels, I don't know, you know. It's hard to exactly say. Maybe it just goes to the money grab. But it's like, maybe it's like, yeah, people just wanted to like make a game. But there's, you just like, you see it and you're like, cool, but where's the like design? You know? First you thought D4 was crazy bad. The more you play it, the more you like it. But the itemization, level scaling, and complicated calculation of damage I don't like. Yeah. I mean, I think that's very similar to how I felt about it as well. That's actually pretty similar to my thoughts. It's just those pieces are like way too big, you know. I like thought I wouldn't like it. I started playing. I didn't like it at first. Then I started enjoying it. And then I got to like level 60. And I was like, all right, now these like bad systems have caught up to it. And I just do not like it anymore. You know, like I can't like it further. Right? It like you could play it up to a certain point, and then it was like, all right, and now what? I'm supposed to enjoy further? No. We are pogging in here. How you doing? So like, yeah, but fixing the itemization, the damage calculation buckets and vulnerable and how all that works. Honestly, vulnerable should probably just be removed at this point. The skills and kind of cooldowns with the skills, and like ones that, again, like Frost Nova, that are required, and how many of the things do that. The affix pool. It's like if you go in and then like the dynamic level scaling, if you go in and change all of that, that's like such a massive undertaking. There's no way they change all that stuff. Just no way. Yeah, vulnerable is like probably the thing that they could maybe change of that list. There's still stuff like, you know, things that reference vulnerable all over and things, but like, man, did they need to nerf that, not have it be its own damage bucket. But then they would need to balance things in other ways because, again, if you've ever played a character and hit something when you didn't have vulnerable applied, you're like, wait a second, why don't I do any damage? And then you apply vulnerable and then you murder them. And it's like, oh, okay. But like, how fun is that? Only being able to do damage when vulnerable is up and applied. Nobody, that's not fun. If there's ever a game where you have to have this up to do damage, otherwise it feels completely garbage. Anytime you're hitting something, it's a bad affix. It's a bad mechanic. It needs to be changed. I'm hoping Llama RPG is a nice surprise when you're otherwise disappointed in the gaming industry as well. But maybe it'll just be another disappointment in its own way. Maybe people will play it and be like, well, this isn't fun. And I'll be like, oh no, I tried. Better to try than have never tried at all or something, right? D2R is a cash grab? D2R is actually amazing. The best cash grab to ever exist, if that's true. And I am really actually open to the idea of like completely shifting things around if it's not working. Like I have my combat system. And if it's not working, I'm open to just like, all right, now we'll do it where all the attacks go off at the same time. All right, now we'll do it where it's layered. Now we'll, you know, whatever. Like if stuff isn't working, I really want people to tell me and I will adjust it and we will get it to work. I enjoyed Titan Quest. I would say it wasn't my favorite of the like older ARPGs that I played. Like I preferred Dungeon Siege. It's a really nice belt. I might up that, honestly. I rarely save a belt to be upgraded, but 36 life with 29 resist across it? I gotta play DS2, it's so much better than DS1. That's tough, man. DS1's like one of my favorite games I have played from the old school ARPGs. It had so many issues in it with like bad UI and like difficulty controlling things and stuff, but it's still like the idea, how it executed was just amazing. They just like, oh, it was so good. I'm just still blown away. I'm blown away at how good Dungeon Siege felt, despite like, again, terrible controls in a lot of ways and stuff. And then at the same time, how many games we have come out nowadays that can't like do what Dungeon Siege did in a way, you know? And same with like D2 and stuff. I'm like, man, when I look back, I'm like, Titan Quest, Nox, Sacred, Diablo 2, EverQuest, Dungeon Siege. I'm like, man, there were so many games that came out that were uniquely amazing. You know? It's not like they all just copied each other. Like Dungeon Siege versus Diablo 2 is a completely different game, you know? Even Titan Quest, very, very different game, going with the multi-skill system, all sorts of things. So I just like see that, and I'm like, how are we at all these games nowadays, but they all just feel so samey? Where's the Dungeon Siege of today? That's what I want to know. Best build for fast cleaning and most MF? Cold Source. Oh my god, that damage. They exist, people just don't want to play them? Oh yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe they're just not being played because people don't play them. Plain and simple. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of indie games, whatever games, get talked about around here. You know, you've got Vampire Survivors and whatever that Vampire Survivor game is that's not Vampire Survivors, but you know, the one that's like Heroes or House of whatever. But there's just like not a lot. Halls of Torment, yeah. Tears of the Kingdom is a modern masterpiece. Agreed. Agreed. But again, like ARPG land, it feels like we're really struggling. I think there were better befores based on our memories. I don't know, man. I think a lot of people can agree. D2 beats D4 out. I just fail to believe that this is just nostalgia here. I'm sorry. Also because a lot of the games I didn't even play until later on. I didn't play Dungeon Siege or Titan Quest when I was younger. I played those when I was older. See, so if you try and say you're just obsessed with D2 and can't give another game any chance, well, I've given a lot of games chances. The problem is, it just always ends up being the older games that are the ones that are a lot more fun. Now, there still are fun new games. Again, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, those are some of my favorite games ever made. Like, I absolutely think those are truly masterpieces of games. So it's not like, hey, there's no games out now that can do it. I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom right now. In my off time. Rune.
Fisto's hatred was a poisonous void.
Even so, Majora's Mask and Link to the Past are the best Zelda games? I don't know, man. Like, I respect that you have that opinion, but I don't know. Tears of the Kingdom... It's up there, man. It is. And I love the old Zelda games too. Like, oh man, Majora's Mask was amazing. Ocarina of Time is amazing. Link to the Past, haven't actually played through it, so I actually can't give a full one on that. But the N64 ones would be my nostalgia, but then I look at what they've got now and I'm like, yeah, no, I mean, these ones still stand up the test of time easily for me. Oh yeah, we need to go level up a tiny bit and get a telestaff. Breath of the Wild's like top 10. Yeah, Breath of the Wild was a top 10 game I'd ever played for sure as well. I think Tears of the Kingdom is right there, if not even better. Because they kind of like the way they change and use some of the mechanics. It's just really interesting. I still have to play more of it, but people want to gatekeep older games, say they can never be surpassed. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's true at all. Like, I think they can be surpassed. I think like maybe that's my biggest disappointment. I look at Diablo 2. I have played so much Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is an amazing game, right? We can't lie. It's an amazing game. But it is still a game that is 23 years old, didn't have time to learn lessons from things, didn't have, you know, all of the whatever. And it is still a game where you can look and say, yeah, the boss fights in it aren't that great. Yeah, it struggles a little bit with... It doesn't have a great crafting system in it. Yeah, you know, like... It's got core pieces such as itemization. Honestly, pretty great combat. Like, it's got some core pieces within it that are quite nice, quite amazing. But... you look at it and you're like, there's still room for improvement here. Because there are still clearly systems within it that could be better. It doesn't have tons of endgame on top of it. Not that it needs a ton of endgame, but you know. So that's the part, to me, I would say that's the most disappointing part or whatever. Is I'm like, you can very easily look at Diablo 2 and see the amazing parts of it, but what it could be improved with. But then no games have come out and actually like really improved it, in my opinion. The closest you kind of got was Path of Exile, but then they went full insanity and bloat, and it just got ridiculous, you know. I mean, there's multiple things I would improve on and adjust. I've talked through all of those pieces there before. Yeah, PoE is a little bit a victim of feature creep, for sure. So it's like, PoE is a great game, but it feature bloated itself into not as great place, in my opinion. But even still, all that, all whatever, It's like, yeah, it's like D2 just sits there and power creep, right, with the feature bloat. And it's like, we have the formula for how to make an amazing ARPG. You can copy and then improve. But the games just aren't copying and improving. They've shifted into a place that really just isn't feeling as great, in my opinion. So we just don't have an updated Diablo 2, which is why a lot of us are still playing Diablo 2. That's the issue, though, so much copying. Yeah, I mean, a lot of games are copying, but they're just copying, like, the bad parts of each other. You know? Yeah, I don't have mods. Mods don't exist. Instead, we're sitting here begging Diablo 4 devs to put an overlay map in the game. Like, what are we doing? I haven't played Ruthless mode, but I think I would enjoy it based on what I've heard. Alright, let's go here. Path of Exile is always online. We'll get our 2 skills. Mm-hmm. What's the end goal for after you make Llama RPG? Are you thinking about DLC? Make a second, depending how it does. I mean, I think a lot of it first depends on how it does. If like 10 people play the game, or you know, after a couple months there's like 10 people playing it. Well, first off, I'd want to figure out where we went wrong. But, you know, it's like, okay, if it just has no success whatsoever, then yeah, you know, maybe it's like, all right, we just kind of, it is what it is. People can buy it, play through it. It's fun, but we'll leave it as is. If there's, you know, 500 people playing it, 400, 300 people playing it, whatever, consistent. All right, now we have a base that we can build off of, and we can work through, and all, you know, be adding stuff in, right? Because I have a lot of ideas for like the future of Llama RPG. There we go. Like I've got a ton of ideas. I've got the Llama Summer Games, which will be a whole really fun team-based thing that people get to do, but again, you need at least like 100 people playing the game for that to really like work. We should probably level up. We've got, you know, I've got expansion ideas, I've got raid boss ideas, I've got just a variety of like that stuff, you know. So, fireman, telling killer, what should I do? Respect, fire's no good. Fire is tough in hell. If you get a Fire Sunder Charm, you'll be in a much better spot. But mostly you're just avoiding it if you're fire. You're just trying to kill other things. Which maybe isn't the answer you were hoping for, but that is a little bit of how D2 goes. That being said, you could run some sort of cold fire spec. Yeah, Frozen Orb Fireball is nice. To allow you to, you know, be able to handle that stuff a little bit better if you wanted. Yeah, that's really what you're going for there. But yeah, I've got a lot of ideas again for Llama RPG. And a lot of it will just depend on if the game is doing okay. So if it's doing all right, yeah. Thank you, Kason. $20 FCR, 38 fire resist, 81 attack rating. With 1 to 97 lightning damage. Man, I mean, that's... Losing 3 lycanthropy is a little sad. A little bit of life loss, but that's a nice addition. Getting that fire res will really help as well. Okay, let's go level up really fast to 24. A new act? Nah, there's no new act coming. I highly doubt they would be putting that in, especially with Diablo 4 having just been here and like everything they're doing with that. I bet we'll get like another Rune Word or something. Come on. I almost want to level to 25, but it doesn't really matter because I just need to get to Elemental and Nightmare. Doesn't really matter. I wish we had Act 6. Oh, how I wish. What would Act 6 even entail? I don't know. Angels and demons. That's what I've always thought. But that's kind of Diablo 3, right? So it's like, well, oh no, I'm gonna die to stupid conviction aura. I'm like actually just dead. Terrible. Okay. Are they off my body? Not quite. Wait, where's my body? Oh my god, it's like so buried in the corner there. That conviction aura is horrible with all the fire breathers around. Yeah, it's like they could do more stuff with D2, but also it's like, I don't know if they need to do too much. For instance, oh, this is players 8, no wonder. It's like, God, why is everything so hard? I look at, you know, the Mosaic assassin, it's like, man, they really overtuned her. And I wish that she kind of wasn't tuned like that, so I'm worried if they do too many things like that, it's like, are we gonna get way too many things just way overtuned? And that makes a lot of sense, players 8. Alright, let's see what we got. Okay. Man. I mean, it was a great experience, the players 8.
What do you need?
If people don't like it, they don't have to play it. The problem is, if you ever want to like play efficiently and all these sorts of things, then playing the most overtuned whatever characters is how you should play, and then that just ends up becoming the default, right? It's always a bad argument to say, well, if you just don't like it, then just don't play it. Barkroy, thank you. And it feels like it does make sense, but it just adds in a bunch of awful power creep, because I'm sure in every game, Diablo 4, whatever, there is a build that you can play that's like the perfect amount of balance of difficulty and whatever that you would like it to be. But if you're trying to find the items and everything, stuff is balanced around, the overtune things and whatever. And so now stuff just gets ruined in that way. And then if you're trying to PvP, well, there's the really broken things. And so it's like, I like the idea of there being different levels. Not everything needs to be the exact same. But when you overtune stuff so much, like the martial arts sin is overtuned right now, it kind of can take away the fun of playing the game somewhat, because it's like, well, if I want to do, you know, this farming, then I should just hop on her. If I want to do my Ubers, I should just jump on her, you know.
Instead we get this. Collect organs from super unique monsters, including act bosses. Combine between 3 to 12 organs in the queue to spawn an arena with those super unique monsters.
Oh geez.
Different combinations yield different rewards.
Seems fun. Mosaic build is not expensive at all. You need 2 times Mosaic. Yes, all the other pieces can start to add up if you want, but you don't need those. And like, I took that build to 99, so like, I know the build. Oh, lower resist is just nasty here. I played it plenty. Just was too good. Mage Blade or Dust Shroud? It doesn't really matter. Which skin do you like better? Yeah, the build's fun when it comes together, but then it's just too good. And the thing is, it could still be really fun, but I think it should be adjusted so it's not too good, and so that it has a better, like, scaling up to it, and you can maybe use different weapons with it. Oh, that's super nice. Like, it has... There's a lot of potential in how they did it. They just need to adjust it down. That's it. It's like really quite close. It wouldn't even make it so much worse as just it would allow for more variety within it as well, which would just be a nice piece for it, rather than only having 2 mosaics, you know? I mean, Cold Sorceress is still godly. Even with that change. You can still take her around, crush everything players ate pretty well. It's still pretty nice, so. Yeah, they're not insane OP like they were there, but they're still an S tier build even with that nerf. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. 13 max damage. Let's go, baby. Wish I had a little crushing blow.
If you could full stop change one aspect of D4 to what you considered perfect, define as you will. Would you choose itemization, economy, end game content, or zone scaling? Follow up. Would any one of those changes make it interesting enough to continue playing?
See, that's the really tough part. I think it needs multiple of those changes, and each one of those is a really big change. I think itemization is the first piece that comes to mind. Without a good itemization base, you never feel rewarded in like finding items, and so you just don't care. This game, Diablo, doesn't have great boss fights, doesn't have a lot of great things, you know, in those ways, but the itemization is so good. I'm just like eagerly sitting here praying to find some crushing blow or find something awesome there, you know. It's like that is what this game is all about. So I think that's the first one that really would help it. However, I also think level scaling would do a lot for the game. Allow me to, like, you know, feel like I'm moving around and getting more powerful and stuff. Economy, I don't think on its own would be enough. They could have full open trade, but with the current state of the game and items, I don't think that's going to really improve it enough. That's like a piece that after you have good itemization, then the economy becomes important. And endgame content. Again, if the game is super fun, Diablo 2 doesn't really have endgame content, but people create their own endgame content because itemization and stuff is so great. So I think that would fix that piece. Then they could also add in more fun, you know, bosses and other pieces beyond it. Strange how none of the D4 drops make you want to try rolling another class. Well, that's because A, the drops are dropping for your class. They have smart loot. And B, the drop... Oh, I got crit chance, vulnerable, and crit damage. 3 out of 4 affixes. What's that going to make me want to roll? Every class wants that. Like, all the classes just want the same things. There's nothing like... You know, you're not, yeah. You're not finding some, like, godly melee sword that would be really cool to build around, or you got your griffins, or, you know, okay, I want to make a light sword. So, I mean, there isn't any of that stuff there. No, I didn't go target farm it. Garbage drops from Mr. Diablo. So yeah, nothing's gonna push me to another character then. Yeah, it's tough to look in. You can use Frost Nova on him to kind of slow him slightly, but the big thing is drink thawing potions. That'll help you a lot. Chug like 5 or 6 before you go in to fight him. You'll get some nice cold resist. Yeah, I mean, I just get resistances from that. After itemization, I would say level scaling. My order would be fix itemization, then fix level scaling, then fix economy, and then endgame content. I really think endgame content is the least important when you have the other pieces. But maybe endgame is the third one, because they should fix up like Nightmare Dungeon so it's not so, like, with all the objectives and stuff. It's not very fun right now. Fix level scaling equals remove level scaling. Yeah, pretty much. And then do all the changes that need to be fixed because of that happening, you know. Like, it's not just going to be a straight, you know, clean fix. Can you fix itemization? I think they have to just start over. With it, essentially. Not remake game, but the itemization systems are in a really rough state. Which again is why I think it won't get fixed. I think it's just too much. I think that those systems are too much. They're not going to be. Yep, exactly, Bully. Just going to be too much stuff there. Dun, dun, dun. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, it's got a lot of silly pieces. Again, it's stuff that, you know, felt... Well, that's a weird place to get locked in. Like, man. Why? I don't know if I'll play a new season. Maybe we'll take a vote on it. The thing is, the new season... Again, if you want to play it, if you're enjoying the game, this is not like a shot at you, right? By any means. Like, go enjoy the game. Have fun. But the new season, to me, doesn't seem like it's gonna really be that different from the current game. Like, Season 1 looks pretty watered down with very little added content, and that was something that I felt like... I thought, you know, when the season came around, it was supposed to be a really, like, big change, but it's like, we get legendary gems for our jewelry. You know. So, to me, it's like, it's gonna be very similar to... what the current game is, and I'm kind of done with the current game. So it doesn't really entice me to, like, get in there, you know. We haven't seen patch notes yet? Yeah, but they've released what the whole season is, what all the new content is. Yeah, they'll change up some, you know, patch some character, adjust some things there, but they've also talked about they're not fixing resistances. We're not going to get leaderboards. There's not going to be an overlay map. There's not going to be, you know, like they've already gone through a lot. Their gems will still be in your main tab. Like, we know a lot of what isn't going to be occurring. I might just use my Ort Rune. I'm like so broke. So, with those pieces in mind, yeah, even if they adjust some basic things, if, you know, there's still too many pieces that are broken in my mind, even if broken isn't exactly the right word, To me, they are, right?
I can't carry you.
Okay, 1 to assassin skills. So close, yet so far. We should be jamming on resistances now. My goodness, look at that. And I don't even have Ancient's Pledge on. We're gonna be crushing resistances later on. And now Valentine. Did I get my runes? No, I still have to go talk to the guy to get my runes there. I think a lot of people still sleeping on Last Epoch. I mean, the thing is, I thought the game was decent. I haven't played all the way through it. I could definitely go play it more. But it still felt a lot like a modern ARPG to me. And it felt like it copied a lot of, like, Path of Exile. And it was feeling like, you know, alright. But it didn't quite do enough. It had some good ideas within it. There were definitely some interesting pieces. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Ravage. But overall, I felt like they could have, you know, the game still feels like a lot of the other modern ARPGs that do exist. And I probably just need to, you know, stick with it, play through more of it. You know, I played through some of it. And I thought it was fine. Again, it wasn't like a bad game by any means. I could definitely see some fun from it. And maybe once you get, like, end game, it starts to get even more fun or something. You know, that's one of those. Kind of gotta put a little time, but I didn't have the drive just from its initial piece. It felt too samey to the other ones. All right, where the heck is my ancients? Oh my goodness. What a map. How do you fix itemization? Improve affixes, improve level requirements and stat requirements, and change those pieces up, and there's a lot to do with it. There is a lot to be done, to be honest. Yeah, and things like resistances and stuff have to work. Like, resistances are such a crucial part of ARPGs. Them just, like, not working is brutal. Talakit's kind of hard. We might have to, like, go get more potions, actually. So I think I'll be playing Baldur's Gate 3. I never played any Baldur's Gate. A lot of people seem to love it though, and are talking like 3 is gonna be awesome. Yeah, not any. Is my source build on YouTube the same build I use in PvP? Probably pretty close, maybe slightly different. Yeah, we played through some Dungeon Siege. Play D&D? I've played D&D before. That's where a lot of games get their, like, older ARPGs, what they were built on. Like, that's literally it, man. Old video games, ARPGs, were all built from D&D. No, no Neverwinter Nights. Dang, Chuck. But yeah, that's what old school games are built on. And then if you look at a lot of like newer games, it's like, does this feel like it would be a D&D character playthrough in any capacity? No, right? It's like not all the encounters in D&D are like valuable and meaningful. And that's how a lot of the older games are built, for there to be way more meaning in those encounters. There's like so little meaning in encounters in most ARPG games now. Oh yeah, the static is really nice from Crescent Moon. Baldur's Gate 3 is using that rule set. Maybe we'll have to try it out. Maybe we'll have to try it out. The 5e? Okay. I played Pathfinder when I played. Sorry, is that better? Got your D4 now. Now you can see the skin you're wearing. I don't know if I'm gonna fight wave 4. Let's see. Okay, it does alright. I definitely think while Diablo Remastered is amazing, there are a lot of things that visually are absolutely stunning. I do think there's a couple parts of the old game that, and the old graphics and art style that are better. One, I think the art style of the old game is actually really beautiful. I love the contrast. I love the colors and how sharp they get. Not everything blends as well, but it doesn't need to. Two, I think the items are actually look better. Many of the item skins compared to the new game. So it's not a, but I mean overall it's very nice, you know. But I do think there's a couple places where I'm like, yeah, I prefer the old. Do you like older Bale or newer Bale? You know.
How may I be of help?
That was weird. I had my portal open. Why would that not? Do I expect any more development of D2R if there's D4? I don't think we're gonna get like crazy development. I think we'll see small pieces here and there, but that's for a while. Yeah, I mean, I think there'll be some like new rune words and stuff they'll release, but I'm not sure how much balancing and all that stuff we'll get. Maybe after a year or two. Yeah, I'm on players 1. Poison damage just doesn't do amazing for versus Bale. He's just got a ton of life. And I don't have any crushing blow. Did I pay for the skin on my mount? No, I haven't bought any skins or anything. D4. Blizzard consult me about new updates for D2R or D4? I've definitely given some input for D2R stuff.
Salutations.
Stacking pots and D2R would change the game too much. You know, it actually probably wouldn't, right? Like, just allowing you to have a stack. The problem is it would allow you to stay out for probably way too long, right? One of the like things that is at least good about the game is that it forces you. It has a nice pacing to it, in my opinion, of bringing you back home. You know, right? Like it's good to not always just play a game where you're just always out forever. Yeah, that's what it is, Hermite. Which one is the vampire game? V Rising or Valheim? I played the vampire one and it was fun. The other one I have not. V Rising? Okay. I played that. That was a good time. What up, Rag? Yeah, it was really, really well done. Not sure if I will. Updates take too long though and they need a direction for the game. Unfortunate.
The morning comes.
Finish him. I enjoyed Grim Dawn. I think I need to play further with it, to be honest. But it seemed like a decent game from what I played of it. But I only played some way through. Well, the long time it took to get stealth really wrecked this run. Otherwise, part normal, not too bad. Can't wait to get Elemental and Nightmare and level up. Whew! So the end of part normal, we've got Tal. This will be really nice for Elemental right here with the 20 FCR. A nice 11 all res, 10 MF, 36 cold res amulet. Just have this for the moment, but we'll get Ancient's Pledge, 20 MF gloves, dual res, really nice ring, medium ring, and then some pretty nice boots, 29 cold res, 25 MF. So honestly, a lot of great drops in this run. A lot of great drops. Fire, Wind, and Nightmare. I went Wind last time, so do I need to go Fire this time? I don't know. We can figure that out then. It's going to start just on Steam, but then hopefully go cross-platform. Again, if Llama RPG does well, it'll go cross-platform. So that was our shape-shifting part. I feel like it played through decently well. I have to go be a dad now, so we gotta pop off. Everybody in the household is feeling kind of sick, so it's even harder. But we'll be back tomorrow. Mwah. Kisses to you all. Thank you all for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.